what I was hoping for too. Alright, see if you look like that.
Edit tonight.
This is for you.
Oh, wow. This is not tomorrow night's.
It's actually for here.
It's a different. Steal all the thunder from tomorrow night.
Right.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. Getting yelled at again?
No, your emails from Elvis about the update book.
Well, I can't have ever seen you ready, right?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Heather Willis with Toyota. Thank you for joining us this morning in Philadelphia. And I'm here to talk to you guys about the all-new 2016 Prius. And it's hard to believe, but almost 2 decades ago, Toyota introduced the first mass-produced gasoline-electric hybrid vehicle, which is the Prius. And now we have the 4th generation of that vehicle here with us today. So I thought it was really important to show you guys the 3rd generation Prius, since you don't have one here on the showroom floor today, so that you can see just how dynamically we've changed the styling and interior look of this vehicle. So here you can see we have the 3rd generation here. So everybody say with me, ooh, nice 3rd generation, ooh, yeah. And we're gonna morph into the 4th generation. Let me hear you say, yeah, very nice, very nice. Okay, so here we have the 4th generation Prius. And as you can see, it is much edgier, much sportier, much more dynamic than the previous model that we had. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you a side-by-side comparison here so that you can see it more head-to-head. So here we have the previous generation. Here we have the next generation. You can see that it is a lower center of gravity. We've moved the roof peak forward. The vehicle is actually a little bit longer and a little bit wider than the previous one. And a really cool fun fact, that Toyota emblem that you see on the next generation Prius, it's the same height as our sister vehicle, the Scion FRS Sports Coupe. So all of those things were intentional. We wanted people to look at this vehicle and say, wow, you know, I think that's a Prius, but it looks like it's a car that's really fun to drive. And that is the main goal of this vehicle. We want people to feel like it's an extension of who they are, not just an economical buy. All right, so let's take a look at the interior here. And we have the current generation up top, the next generation down below. And I don't know about you guys, but when I look at the top, I think about Atari. I might be dating myself a little bit, but it reminds me of the Atari system back in the day with that monochromatic look. And then when you look at the next generation, it's much more high-tech. You can see that it has a better color display, and it's just more fun looking than the previous generation. So let's zoom in a little closer to the audio system here. Up top, you're going to see a full color 4.2 dual TFT display. So you get your basic information, how fast you're going, how many miles you have in the vehicle. And then on the right-hand side of that center meter, you're going to get additional information that you can scroll through using the MID for information about the audio system, the settings for the vehicle, etc. We also have an upgraded Intune audio system, which was previously not on the Prius. So we have Intune on this vehicle, and in some of the models you can upgrade to the Intune Premium system, which means you're going to have JBL and 10 speakers. Also want to mention that some of the vehicles are going to have Qi wireless charging. So if you have a phone that is compatible with that, then you can have wireless charging in the vehicle as well. The cargo area, I'm excited to tell you, has actually increased in space, and that's not an easy thing to do. You'll see that on some of these models, the previous generation, the cargo capacity was 21.6 cubic feet. Now you can get 24.6 cubic feet in a vehicle with a spare tire, and if you have a model that has a tire repair kit, it's 27.3 cubic feet. So if you think about that, if you have a basketball that has a box around it, that's being able to put up to 5 more of those boxes in the cargo area of the Prius. So that's pretty exciting news for our current Prius owners and anybody looking to get a Prius this year. How are we able to do that? One of the reasons is because of the design of the hybrid synergy technology system. We have actually made a lot of the components smaller, lighter, more compact, more efficient than they previously were, which is also helping us to have improved fuel efficiency. And we moved the battery from being in the cargo area to being underneath the passenger seat. So that allowed us to have more cargo capacity in the back, and we were able to lower the floor a little bit. So here, of course, we have to talk about fuel economy when it comes to a hybrid, but that's the thing now about consumers today. They don't want just a good-looking vehicle. It needs to be fuel efficient too. So everybody's really moving to have better fuel economy. You can see that we've actually improved the fuel economy on the Prius. We have 6 different models. 5 of those models are going to have the 54 in the city, 50 in the highway, 52 combined. And one of the models in particular, the Prius 2 Eco, is going to get 58 in the city, 53 on the highway, 56 combined. And you might be saying, well, what's so different about the Prius 2 Eco from one of the other models? Well, specifically comparing it to the Prius 2, you're going to have a lithium-ion battery in the 2 Eco, whereas the Prius 2 is only going to have a nickel metal hydride battery. Also, there's some other weight savings. So the lithium-ion battery is going to be lighter than nickel metal hydride. You're also not going to have a rear window wiper on the back, and that's going to be some weight savings as well. And the tonneau cover, if you check out the tonneau cover in the Ford Touring behind us here versus the tonneau cover to the right of me here in the Prius 2, it's actually going to be a heavier tonneau cover than what you're going to have in the Prius 2 and the Prius 2 Eco. So those weight savings made a difference. Additionally, the tire pressure is going to be a little bit different in the Prius 2 Eco from the Prius 2, that's allowing us to maximize that fuel efficiency. All right, so I want to also talk about, let's see, I'm going the wrong way, everybody, 1 second. All right. One thing I want to mention, if you have not driven a Prius yet, you've definitely got to drive one because we've improved the suspension system. Previously, we had what's called a torsion beam suspension. So if you had some sort of interruption on one wheel to the right, you're definitely going to feel that bump on the other side of the vehicle as well. What we've done now is we've put in a double wishbone suspension. So that basically just means you're going to have better stability, better handling. The perceived road shock is not going to be as great as you might have felt on the previous generation. So overall, it's just going to be much more fun to drive. Another thing that you may or may not have heard about with the Prius is it's the first of the Toyota New Global Architecture System. And what that basically means is our engineers were kind of pulled together to work on a singular platform, allowing us to repurpose some of our resources to other things like Toyota Safety Sense. So we're able to put some more high-tech systems that you generally would see on a higher model vehicle, a more luxury line vehicle, but we're going to have it on something as mass-produced as the Prius. In this case, we have Toyota Safety Sense, and that's going to have 4 really dynamic systems. You're going to have the pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. You're also going to have automatic high beams, lane departure alert with steering assist, as well as full-speed dynamic radar cruise control. And that full-speed dynamic radar cruise control is amazing because what that's going to do, if you have that system engaged, you can basically be driving along, and when a vehicle in front of you slows down, the Prius will also slow down. I don't ever have to put my brake pedal into place. I don't ever have to press the brake pedal. The vehicle will automatically slow down for me, and then when the car in front of me resumes, the system will automatically resume back to the speed that I had the dynamic radar cruise control set to previously. So it's a very cool system. Another really cool thing that you can have on some of the Prius models is something called Intelligent Parking Assist with Intelligent Clearance Sonar. So for those of you who live in the city and have to do a lot of parallel parking, or maybe you're just in a grocery area with a lot of parking spots and you want to back into a parking place, this system is going to help you do that. The MID is basically going to direct you, drive forward, go in reverse, brake, stop. It's going to basically give you those instructions, so all you're responsible for is slowing down and speeding up the motion of the vehicle. But your hands can be completely free from the steering wheel. The Prius will automatically guide you in and out of the parking spot. So that's a very cool system as well. All right, so a couple other things I just want to mention. So don't forget we have the double wishbone rear suspension. We do have 6 different models. So the Prius 2, the Prius 2 Eco are going to be your entry-level models. Behind us we have a 4 Touring. So some of the Touring models, just want to point out some of the styling differences. You can see up here as well on the turnstile, we have a 4 Touring as well. It's going to have 17-inch wheels versus some of our models that will have 15-inch wheels. And you can see on the back of the design here, much more aerodynamic looking vehicle. Want to mention that this vehicle has a coefficient drag of 0.24, which is actually a little bit lower than previously at 0.25. So we've just built in a lot of different things into this vehicle to make it more aerodynamic. On the front of the vehicle, you can see these unique LED headlights. They're not turned on at the moment, but they are really lovely lights. But on the Touring, you're also going to have integrated fog lights and some accent LED lamps on the side as well. So that's all I have for you guys today, but please stick around and definitely check out the Super Bowl this weekend because we're going to have a Prius ad featured. So Corey and I and some other members of Central Atlantic Toyota are here to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Yeah, might as well. Maybe they have one of the tech guys on.